Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome. Sorry, I'm a bit laughish at the moment, but it will pass. Today, we have a guest. It is an old friend of CHC, and the person is actually a coach, and she has taken the whole program from back then, where Gary was actually teaching us a lot of information for many, many weeks. And it's a she. She is very, very nice. She is very thorough, and she has a good head on her body, so she's good. She's been a nurse for over 20 years, and she's been around on a lot of different places within nursing. And I think she has so much good experience, and she is very, very good. But listen, because she is a rapid speaker, so from north of Scandinavia, listen carefully. Please welcome everyone, Nelda Castillo.
Good morning. Thank you, Vicki. I appreciate each one of you for being a participant and being here this morning, because our time is so valuable. So yes, I am Nelda Castillo from Lubbock, Texas. I have been a nurse for 29 years. I've just done it across the spectrum. I love, love, love that. That's been a passion of mine. You know, everyone has a passion. We're created to be the best that we can be, but sometimes we don't really use all of our talents. We just kind of let them lay there and we get comfortable just kind of making it through life. So today I wanted to share with everyone about what has developed in my life, what I do. I always want to do things that are better. So you want to always better yourself. I know I do. And so when I was a child, I would always think of, you know, I love the way this goes. And I knew I was created for bigger, bigger things, but you don't really know what that is, but it does develop. And that's what has developed for me. I love, love, love knowledge. This is one of the reasons I partake in this group, because when you surround yourself with people, you know, they say we become the average of the 5 people that we hang around with the most. So I love knowledge. This is where the spout is. I love that. So this morning, Dr. Gary, I'm going to go ahead and start my share. I'll do that if you don't mind. I'm going to be talking about the awareness of our paradigm. Can you guys see that? Okay. Are we good? Okay, great. Okay, so the awareness of our paradigm. So I'll just say this. I stumbled across a great book. It's by Bob Proctor, and I love, love, love it. I got the Audible, and then I went ahead and got the book because I wanted both. I wanted everything. I wanted that knowledge to soak in. So I just began to just enrich my brain with it. I would just, it's the absorption of the knowledge. I haven't listened to it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. I just keep repeating it. So what is a paradigm? What is a paradigm? So I really want us to get the most out of our life, out of our day. You know, we are created to be really phenomenal. Let's be phenomenal. What does it take? And I love that Dr. Darrell was just talking about the mindset, because that's where it is. And so we do have a lot of self-sabotaging habits. We need to be aligned with our talents, our knowledge, what we want to do. We need to recalibrate. Like you said, this is an investment. We want to be the best version of ourselves. I love what he said because it all aligned with what we're talking about today. So today I really want you to think about this. Don't just, you know, be focused on the message, because that's when we get the most out of it. Don't be distracted, because when I'm distracted, I've got so many things going on that I miss the main message. So I really don't want you to miss it. So as we begin today, I would like for you to take a true deep dive, looking and having an awareness into what you believe about yourself. Who am I, Vicki? Who am I, Melanie? Who am I, Iris? What's holding me back in my progress? I know I can accomplish more. I know I can do more, and I'm working as hard as I can. But what is my belief about setting goals, and why can I not attain those goals? So that's, where I believe we all are. It may be weekly, maybe daily, maybe hourly, but if we stay focused, I believe that you can accomplish whatever you need to, and we don't have to work as hard as we are. So we're going to talk about this. The awareness of a paradigm. What shapes our lives? When does it begin? When does this paradigm begin? Do you want the answers, or are we good? Because some people say, I'm good, I'm good. This is the way I am. This is the way I'm going to be. And I hear a lot of people around me that say, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I respond. But I'm thinking, that may be what we think, but that is not really what is best for us to stay in that thinking mode. So we have to analyze. So take a deep dive and go, close your eyes and go, who am I? Why do I respond like this? What are my beliefs, and what is shaping those beliefs every day? So what is a paradigm, guys? A paradigm is a mental program situated in your subconscious that has exclusive control over all your behavior, and almost all of your behavior is habitual. I mean, think about that. Has exclusive control over all your behavior, and almost all our behavior is habitual. Everything we do every day becomes a habit. And so we keep in that habit, we stay on that hamster wheel, we go, go, go. Paradigms are a multitude of habits. Listen to this, it's huge. Passed down from generation to generation, and they manifest themselves in many ways. And I think now you're getting a picture of, yes, I can see myself. My grandmother used to do this. My mom did this. My dad did this. And so they are going to manifest even when you don't realize they do. Paradigms are the way you view yourself, the world, and opportunities. They are how you approach change and challenges, Vicki. Once you realize that all of your behavior is controlled by our paradigm, the way you look and the entire world will change. Be writing down some questions, your thoughts. How is this going to change you today? You can change your paradigm, guys. We are not aware. For some reason, it's not allowing me to go forward. Here we go. So, paradigm power. Our belief system is based on our evaluation of something that we were taught, we learned, whether it was right or wrong. That's our belief system. But guess what? If you reevaluate our belief of that same situation, it will change. So what does that tell us? Our belief system is based on our evaluation of something, of the knowledge that came in. Okay, but then if you reevaluate our belief of that, the situation will change. So to me, there is so much that Bob Proctor has written about this in Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. Love, love, love that book. I mean, it's phenomenal. But when you start listening and reevaluating, and then you think, what are my behaviors? What's my paradigm? What are my beliefs? Where do they come from? Then you start being able to move forward, and then you can dissect where I'm having an issue, like, why am I not aligned to my goal? Why can I not recalibrate, any thoughts or any beliefs? Why can I not change them? Well, you can. The mind is divided into two parts: the conscious mind, the thinking mind, and the subconscious. To me, it's like the subconscious mind is your power center. The subconscious mind is your power center. I love that. And we need to be aware of that. It functions in every cell of your body. It functions in every cell of your body, your subconscious. So your conscious mind has the ability to accept and reject any idea. And sometimes people are saying things and you're like, I don't really agree with that. So see, there you go. Are you accepting it or are you rejecting it? You have the power. You have the power. So use it. Use it wisely. We were programmed for example, by our parents. You know, our parents taught us well, and then they also probably made some statements, and you're like, is that really, I mean, now that you're an adult, you're thinking, well, my parents did the best that they did with the knowledge that they had, but maybe they weren't 100% correct on this one or accurate, but that's okay. We were programmed by our parents, our ancestors' DNA, as well as many of our beliefs and habits. They go back, guys, generations. And to me, that's eye-opening. Think about it. You know, make yourself some little notes. What was my grandmother like? What was my grandfather like? What my grandpa? You know, my brother, my sister. What characteristics do we see the same, and which ones are different? And when you look at all that and you see, okay, I'm like-minded with some of my brothers and sisters, but then I'm way different than most of them. And I'm like, how did that happen? And I will tell you, this has happened to me. People tell me, I don't know how to get this back on here, guys. You might help me, Dr. Gary. But what I was going to say, so is the last one on the screen? Can y'all see the last one? I'm trying to, but nevertheless, let me just move forward. Can y'all see me?
We can see you, Nelda. I can't see your screen any longer.
Okay, I'm not sure why that's happening. Let me look right quick. I'm not sure. Let me just do this. Let me come back to I'm not sure. But what I was going to say, you know, a lot of people ask me, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened here.
Nelda, I think you by mistake stopped the share.
Do you think I stopped it?
Yeah,
I think
I try saying
maybe by mistake.
share again, Nelda.
Okay, let me do this. Let me get out of there. Okay, so sorry. Okay, y'all see that? Are y'all there?
We
Y'all
can see
it?
your beautiful face.
Okay, I don't know what happened, but so I'm going to say, let me just continue, but I will try. The screen, basically, that was my last one about the subconscious mind. So what I would say about this is, so my family, we are all like-minded in some ways, but then some people say, are you sure you're related to this family? Because I feel like I have a lot of knowledge, and so we all have different methods and different areas of knowledge, but I wanted to take it further in different areas. So that's probably why I stand out in those areas. Dr. Gary, I'm still trying to look at the.
I've put up my screen.
Oh, thank you. Can you go to the last? That'd be great, because you got it.
The last one.
Yes, just the last one. Yeah, the mind is divided. Yeah, that's the last one. Yeah, I just haven't. But what I was going to say, you know, we're going to be like-minded with our family members. Compare yourself to your family members. Can you see it? Okay, I can see. I'm going to cross that out. Okay, you got it. The belief and the reevaluation. Do you have that one?
I do. It's on the screen.
Okay, that's what I see. Okay, so to me, what happened to me was I didn't want to just be stuck in a certain area of my life. So I thought, how can I really change it? So I feel like Dr. Daryl, you know, his class is amazing, because that's exactly what he's talking about. The mindset. We need to change the mind. We need to know what we're bringing in to be able to put the output out. But our paradigm is what our beliefs are, but that doesn't mean that our beliefs is who we are. Because to me, it holds us back in so many ways, because I'm thinking, you know, we want to be the best version of ourselves, but to be able to shape your future, we have to be willing and able to change our paradigm. And I feel like that's what I have finally been able to get a breakthrough in, because I wasn't aware to the point of how to do it. So it's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. It's who you think you're not. So we can stop the screen share if you don't mind, Dr. Gary. But I just feel like it's so powerful what I have found. It has given me more self-confidence and more awareness. And I just wanted to open this up, and I can speak a little bit more, but I want to know, where are you when you think about this? Is this something new? Is this something you already believed in? And how is this impacting you today? Are you stuck because you think, well, yeah, we have always done it this way, and that's who I am, and I'm not willing to change? It's when our thought powers says, if you want to be better, what do we need to change? And that's really what I've been doing. I've been more cognizant of when people are speaking to me. You know, when they say something, I don't have to respond. I don't. I decide if I want to or not. I decide what is coming in. If it's negative, guess what? I have a block. I'm blocking. I don't need negativity. I want positivity. And when you hear it, I mean, it's like, hold on, don't let it in. So that's where my awareness has been. I feel like I'm a better person. I listen. And I was just going to say, like yesterday, I was in an area and this lady comes in and she's not speaking to me, but she's making a statement to really the business owner, but she projected it across the whole room. And I'm thinking, I would never want to do something like that. But you evaluate other people, and I'm thinking, where is her paradigm? Where did that behavior begin? And we know where it began. Generation. Parents, your DNA, partially that, what we believe is acceptable, what is not. But I believe this can open up a great area of our lives, just like Dr. Darrell said a while ago. It is about mindset and how we control what comes in and what goes out. It's powerful, guys. It's helping. So let's just open it up for questions. I'm here, and Dr. Gary, please join us. Vicki, in anything that
Nelda,
yes.
there is a question in the chat where you mentioned a book by Bob Proctor. Could you please tell them what the title is?
Absolutely. Here's the book. I love it. Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by Bob Proctor. And honestly, there is not enough time for me to go over the most important points, but valuable. But I would say this, I love the book, but I also love the Audible, because while you're getting dressed in the morning, listen to it. Listen, repetition. And guess what? What comes in will come out and go into your body and start working. And that's what has happened to me. So that's that question. Any other questions, Vicki?
Nobody's got the hand up, but maybe they are just blown away and don't know what to do. So they are just kind of trying to catch their breath.
I'd like to make a nice statement.
Go ahead.
Nelda, you're talking slower and I can understand. You know, I see a difference in you, and I loved you anyway.
Thank you.
Great anyway, but this is really wonderful. I can see it in you. And also, you know, this reminds me very much of the Yes training about a paradigm shift. I think that's when I first heard the word. Anyway.
That's true. That's what happens. You get a paradigm shift. And so, you know, just begin to think, you know, thoroughly. Okay. Each decision that we make, where are you making that decision from? And, you know, to me, your intuition needs to be in tune with what you're thinking. To me, I'm thinking, okay, so if I'm getting, I mean, honestly, you know, we all have different, I would say, areas of life that we work in every day. And when you look at how their behavior, that's the paradigm, how their behavior is and how it was planted in us, infused into us. I don't want to say indoctrinated, because I don't believe that's the word, but I believe that you have something inside of you that you need to pull out, because that's who you are. I know that most people think, I know I was created for more. I can do more. What is it? But those paradigms don't allow us to grow. So that's my opinion. But when I realize that, I'm thinking, okay, I have these thoughts, but then I have to take them to a higher power and work them into my mind and make them become more of me. So the mindset, allowing that knowledge to go in, and then every time you're going to make a decision, is this empowering what I want to, what my goal is. Is that part of my goal? Is it going to take me closer to my goal, or is it going to take me away from my goal? So if I stay in my same paradigm, I do not grow because I'm not open-minded. And sometimes I've not been open-minded. Years ago, I really wasn't, because I thought this is who I am, this is how things are, but that's not the way it is. So to me, I would say, how many people have learned something today that you were not aware of your paradigm and where it comes from? I mean, don't be shy. Raise your hands if you are on screen. Are you learning something? Are you wanting to understand it more? But what I would say is start off with the book or the audible. Melanie, I see your hand is up.
You told us to raise our hands if we learned something.
Yes, you're right. You're right. That too. And I just knew you contributed, so I thought you may want to contribute, but thank you so much. Awesome.
Nelda, Lila has a question.
Okay, Lila, go ahead.
Where did you go, Lila?
No, I was just clicking some. I have some, maybe some comments on what I heard now, but I was a little confused with the computer here. So, should I say something?
Yes, please,
Yeah,
Lila.
because I went away for a few seconds to get hold of a book. But at first I wanted to say that Bob Proctor, his son Brian Proctor, has recently, I think, he wrote a book, and I think there's a second one maybe out for the public. And here in Sweden, I have joined a guy who was in the close circle of Bob Proctor, and he has been teaching us about this, the paradigm, and as I understood, he translated it as a Greek word, means pattern, but so I feel familiar with what I hear today, and we need to be many people to mirror how am I thinking? Can I keep this and have the path to more success, what I really want to do, and be aware of those old sabotaging habits? And repetition is key for me. So, but the book is, I like this. It's a medical doctor, and the title is God at the Speed of Light, the melding of science and spirituality. And there's a lot of knowledge already known. It's not very recently, but I'm educated as a medical doctor, so I'm interested how did doctors think, because now I don't know if they think, at least here in primary healthcare, such a fractured or a broken area. So I think self-care, so this fits into my thinking that I can stick to. Bob Proctor said, stick to your knitting. We are so easily distracted. So thank you.
Thank you, Lila. So when you begin to think, you seriously question your beliefs, you will soon find that many of them have no foundation. Oh my goodness. That's an eye opener for me, because you think, I believe this, and it's like, there's no foundation. Why do you believe that? So that's why I'm saying, let's question the beliefs that you think, why do I, react this way? So in fact, many of your beliefs may prove to be outright ridiculous. So let's think about that. So Dr. Gary, what would you say about paradigm, sir?
Oh, well, I'm very interested in some of your techniques or mechanisms that you've been able to shift your paradigm, shift your thinking. Because yes, and indeed, a lot of I don't know if it's beliefs, but sometimes it's behaviors or the patterns that we've had. When we try to break through them and get a different set of habits, a different set of behaviors and such for our day, those old paradigms just, make it very difficult. We almost and I kind of say we feel like kind of like curling up and giving up.
I agree.
At times, and just saying, well, maybe we are just the way we are. And so you've broken through some of that. I'm a little bit, I'm very curious actually to see, what are some of the mechanisms, what are some of the tricks that you did to break through those old paradigms and thinking. I use knowledge, I use understanding, but sometimes knowledge doesn't translate into behavior either.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I agree with that because we have knowledge, but it's the application and action of the knowledge, put it into action. And honestly, it's things that I had to really discipline myself more because sometimes it's like, well, you really don't have to do that. Well, if you want to make a change, you have to change. You can't just say, well, I do want to, be better. I want to change my paradigm. But if I don't think of ways to change it, or if I'm not aware of when it's starting to go in that direction, I'm going, no, I usually do that, but that has not been working. So it's being more disciplined with my time, being more disciplined with the time I give others, not allowing others to, sometimes when we're around others, they may be feeding us some information in just conversations, and we're taking it in, and it's not good for us, and it changes our paradigm for the day, for the week, and it gets me down. And so I started thinking about the people I'm around and how they're really impacting me or taking away, distracting me from being who I'm supposed to be. That was huge. And then one big thing, oh my goodness, you guys know this already. It's thinking about, if I do this, what is so and so going to think about it? What are they going to think? Guess what? It does not matter. Does not matter. And when you really believe it, it's powerful because we can do anything that we put our minds to and put action to it, change the paradigm. That's what I've been doing, Dr. Gary. It's got to come, and it didn't happen overnight. I was thinking about it yesterday and today. It didn't happen overnight. I began to read the book. I started getting the knowledge, and it's in the repetition. And then I stop it and I think about it. What am I thinking? Why have I not been able to propel and grow? Well, I've kept myself from that because of what I've just said. I think of, well, what's Melanie going to think of me? What's Judy going to think of me? What's Vicky going to think? Well, guess what? Vicky or Judy nor Melanie, they're not really in my life every day. They're not in my brain every day, but I am with myself. So I create the mind, the world in my mind of what I want it to look like, my goals. But then I have to go, okay, if you've done it this way and it didn't work, that's not a good behavior. We got to change that behavior and now go on a different path. So it's changing the path. Don't continue doing, I cannot continue going down the same path because we all know you do the same thing over and over and over. If it's not working, you're wasting your time. We need to change it. It is time. And that's what I found for me. I don't have time to waste. I want to impact my life. And that's why this book has done wonders. Vicky, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to tell you a little story because paradigm is also it's about patterns down to the beginning.
Yes.
And a little story is that there's a family function at someone's house, and they are having a cooked ham. And they take out the ham, put it on the table, and before she puts it in the pot, she will just slice up both ends. And the youngest girl in the kitchen says, "But Ma, why are you slicing off the ends?" "Yeah, okay, I always do that because that's what Granny did." I said, "Yeah, but why was Granny doing it?" She said, "I don't know. I never asked her." But Granny is in the living room. Go and ask her. Go and ask her. The Granny, why are we supposed to slide off the ends of the ham? She said, because it won't fit in the pot if I don't do it. So that means for years, she's been sliding off very good meat for no reason at all because she didn't ask. And I think this is a little story just to tell you, if you are a bit confused on where to start, then look at your patterns and figure out, is this pattern doing me any good in my world, or do I want to change it? Because if you want to change it, remember it takes about 25 to 30 days to break in a new habit.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And that is not easy to do. So one thing I would encourage people to do. So what I did was this, we always hear different leaders say, start a little journal in the morning when you wake up and say, okay, what 10 things am I grateful for today? And so I started doing that. That's one big thing. So changing your paradigm. I wasn't changing my behavior. I was thinking about it. Yes, I'll do it. But until I sat down and said, okay, today's the day. Got a little booklet, went shopping, got me a little notebook, and I started writing the date and then what I'm grateful for, 10 things. Well, guess what? Was it a habit the next day? No. My paradigm, I had to change my paradigm. So I did it the first day, and then I didn't do it the second day, then I did it the third day, the fourth. So I'm just saying, at the beginning, when you're changing your paradigm, it's not going to look consistent because it's new. So it takes a little while, but now it's like, I can't forget it. I want to do that. It's part of me. It's part of me. It's part of me. And I love it because not only is it benefiting me, but later when my family looks at that, it's like, it's a little journal of what I was grateful for that day. So it's like, win-win situation. But that's how I believe a paradigm is changed, Dr. Gary. You have to start with one step and don't like really badger yourself if you miss the second day. It's okay. Just keep doing it until it becomes a habit. That's what I would say. So we can do it, whatever it is that you're like, I always, I drink more milk in my coffee. I don't, but I'm just saying, if you drink more milk in your coffee than your coffee, that's a paradigm. That's your behavior. Why do you like it that way? I'm just saying, look at everything that you do and don't dissect everything. Dissect the things that will help propel you to the next level. Okay. So don't waste time on the coffee. Waste time on, okay, how's my time management? How's my organizational habits? How are my habits with other people? How about the things that come into me? How do I really, if someone calls you right now and I mean just strips you from the top to the bottom and you're like, guess what? You don't have to answer to that. Let those words just drop and you continue. Okay. Just continue. Don't take all that in because guess what? That's going to change the behavior of the day. So be careful with what you allow into your mind. Yes, Anne.
Anne?
Thank you very much, Nelda. That's a very, very interesting subject. I want to give you an example, like, in what we do now in ASEA, every time I think people are thinking, oh, I'm trying to, sell them so that I can make money. This money issue, I don't know. It's always like in my mind, maybe because it's a cultural thing, we don't deal with friends, money, and, stuff like that. So I've been trying to think, okay, even though I know deep inside that I'm offering them help, I'm trying to help them with this technology, but still the money issue stays there. It's like, and they think that way and they tell you, sometimes, oh, you're trying to increase, the amount of free docs that I take because you want to make more money. So is that a paradigm shift? I don't know.
I would say, Dr. Gary, please join us if you need to. Let us know what you think. To me, it's more of, this is what I really believe with that. I believe that your mind, you're bringing that into the room. You're bringing that into the room because if someone's going to have an issue with that, usually it's because you feel like it might be too expensive. But I look at the benefit. What are the benefits? What service are we providing? but think of 2 things that you could benefit. How could your health benefit in 2 ways? So when if you're really speaking to someone about the benefit, how can I help you? Let's look at this. What 2 things would you change? What would it look like if tomorrow you didn't have any energy, endurance, mental focus? What would that look like? Or what if you did, if you had more? So to me, yes, that can come in, that can be a factor, and it can be a true factor. I get it. Some people have that. But if they do, then I would show them the benefits. And I'm just the messenger, and I'm just the messenger. So that's what I think. Just show them, like, turn the tables around. If that were you, if that were me, I would say, I need to know the benefits. And then guess what? If I see the benefits and I need that in my life, I'm going to do everything possible to make that happen. So if someone wants it bad enough, they're just not seeing the benefit. They're not seeing the benefit. That's what I believe. Vicki, Dr. Gary.
Very much.
And Anne, please remember, when you offer people something, because I don't expect you are holding a gun to their head and trying to make them buy
No,
your
of course
products.
not.
Okay, just to make sure that you don't do that.
No, no.
And it's an offer. Then it's like when somebody calls you and say, "Oh my, they've got cheap meat at wherever you shop." That's also an offer. It doesn't tell you to go and buy it. But
That's
you
right.
need to believe in what you do. Because if you do not believe, then you are going to try and take out the negatives. And don't let people infect you with negativity. Have a rule. Breathe in positivity, breathe out negativity, because that's the best thing you can do. And be sure, if they want an opinion, they are going to ask their best friend, who might be a butcher, if they should go and buy the product that you are telling them are very good. And he's going to say, "Oh no, it's far too expensive. Don't do that."
Yeah.
It's the same as asking the butcher, "How can I bake a great cake?" Don't ask the butcher how a seer works. You tell them.
Thank you,
Tell
Vicky.
them stories.
Well, and I've struggled with that quite a bit, as you probably know. You know, but there are some situations where I really believe that this could be something that is very needed. And in that case, part of my approach, well, I can't blame myself, of course, with the decisions that they make. But sometimes I'll just say, aside from all the knowledge, just please, please, please look into this. Please. And so to let them know that it's a conviction-based advice that you're trying to give them, rather than, I'm trying to earn an extra dollar or two. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I would just add one more thing. I ask questions. Because at the beginning, it may not be the right timing. So that's okay. Just leave them alone. Give them a little bit of information. If they want more, give them more. But if they're very, very resistant, you'll have to take a slower pace in doing that. But I would say, are there any questions? And then, like I said, what benefits are you looking for? What would improve your health? And let them speak. Because if they see the value and the benefit, then they will say, "You know what, I may want to try it. But it needs to come from them. And if they think you're trying to make money, say, "You know what, it doesn't matter to me what you decide. I'm the messenger. It may not be the right timing. It may not be for you.
Yeah.
But it may be for some of your loved ones." So that's kind of what my approach is. And then leave them alone and say, "Would it be okay if I, reached out to you maybe 2 months from today or whatever," because things change in the blink of an eye.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was very good advice, Anne.
Yeah.
Well, just treat
Is your
people.
question answered? Because we have one more with questions.
I would just say one more thing. Treat people and like you want to be treated. And I know that you know that. That's what I would do. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Wait, Vicky?
Melanie?
Yes, well, several things, but also this is just so wonderful. I don't know if you saw, I put in the chat, I love you, Nelda. You are such an angel sharing this with us. And then what you just shared with Anne was amazing. And Anne, I have trouble with that too. Something else came up for me, and I just love the things that you just shared, Nelda.
True.
Great
True.
advice.
It's true from the heart. Mhm.
That when, you know, when Anne first put that thing in there, and you had just said, look at why you react certain ways, you know. And I wrote, yes, Anne, me too, because I had that stuff come up for me. And I just immediately remembered that when I was a little girl, my sister always used to, my sister was 9 years older than me, and she worked, you know, from a young age. And anyway, she would always say, you're so selfish. You're so selfish. And like if we would go out to eat and if I wanted something, she says, you always want the most expensive thing on the menu, you know, like, and because she was like the angel of the family, you know, I don't know. I just always felt like that, you know, I'm so selfish. And when I want something more, I think I'm selfish, you know? So, yeah.
Melanie, you can change that paradigm today. You can change that paradigm today. I would make a list, you know, I know that you're not selfish, and Melanie is not selfish. Let me count the ways. I would start there. And I was going to share with you guys the notebook that pretty much came from Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. There's a little notebook. I paid like $5 for it. And then I just opened it up and I put gratitude, just gratitude. You know, waking up, the breath in my lungs, my family, our home, my talents, the awareness of blessings, food, shelter, health, God's blessings, you know, and then just that's enough, 10 things, and then just go on. But whatever is on your mind, but I love, love, love it. I really get emotional when I think about it because there is so much that we don't see as blessings. There's the seen and the unseen. But when you start doing that, nobody, this is your own little journal. Nobody's going to look at it, but it's yours. It's yours. And it's powerful, but it started a habit. It started changing my paradigm. That's really one of those things that I can visually see, Dr. Gary, that I did. So those two together, I mean, it didn't start with one day. It takes a little time, but if you don't take the time, guess what? Nothing will change.
My favorite author started the gratitude journal. She likes, you know, I don't know, 20, 30, 25, 30 years ago or something like that. And I'm in courses with her. I mean, anyway, and I was doing that. I used to do with 5 things every day at least, but it really made a difference. And thank you for, yeah, sharing that.
You're welcome, Melanie. And it's in repetition, guys. It's in repetition in anything, you know, because that's how we formed our other habits, our paradigm. So, but when I saw this, I thought, paradigm, what is paradigm? Started reading, and I thought, okay, well, I already know that because we all have habits, they're patterns, and where do they come from? Are they good or bad? So it's just opened up a different world for me, even though we knew it, but I didn't know how to change it. So that's the key when you read this book. It's like, it's just starting a new habit. Whatever you're doing that's not working, let's look at it a different way. And I know when I was listening to Bob Proctor, I call everybody doctors because I'm a nurse, and so I never refer to everyone that way. But when I listen to them, I'm thinking, okay, what can I change? What can I do better? But we need to evaluate what we're doing. But when I listen the first time, I didn't get as much as maybe the 10th time. I didn't because I missed a lot in between. So a lot of people can say, oh, yeah, I already read that book. Is there a change in your paradigm? That means you missed a lot in that book. And I have done that in books. It's not about how many books I read. It's what I actually, how did that book impact me? What did I take or what did I miss? So that's what I'm saying. There's too much in here, but if each person will receive what they need to from this book, take your time. It can change your whole life. That's how important this book is. And
do you know why you miss certain parts of books, or why it would be a good idea to listen in again on the training today, on Dr. Darrell last week? That's because you hear a word or you hear a sentence and your brain just goes off. It dozes off, and it can be maybe 2 seconds, 5 seconds, something. And in those 5 seconds, that was just when Nelda told us the most important thing, and you didn't hear it. That's why it's a good idea to listen or read multiple times.
And have discipline, because if when we don't have discipline, we're not going to change the paradigm. We're going to allow the paradigm to change us. That behavior is not going to change. It's going to be the same. So if you want to stay the same, change nothing. If you want to change, then let's look at changing your paradigm. And where did those behaviors come from? That's what I would say. That has enriched me, and I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. So maybe the next time I come on, I will say this is the progress that I'm seeing. But I hope that you guys are really serious about what you want to change, how to change it, and that you take the time, because I've taken the time to invest in me. And had I not done that, I wouldn't know anything about the paradigm and how you can truly change it.
You know what, Nelda, as always, you come prepared. You speak very, very clearly. It's not to be misunderstood, and I love that with you. And for my part, thank you very much for today. And if you look in the chat, there's thank you, all the way down. And I'll just leave the goodbyes to Dr. Gary. Don't be a stranger, Nelda.
Thank you.
What we've heard today from Nelda is just dripping with knowledge and understanding and wisdom, and is more than worthwhile to put into practice in your daily life. I really, really, really appreciated. I love it, love it, love it. So,
I understand, because we don't realize, I'm just going to say, as a wife, I have my ways that are set. My husband has his, but guess what? There's more awareness. And when there's that awareness, it's great. And it's helped our relationship. Not that it's bad, it's just improved it, because I'm aware of the paradigm. He's not as aware, but I bring that awareness, and guys, it can even change your relationships. And that's big. That's huge.
They say that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing, wisdom is knowing what to do with what you know. So big hug to you, Nelda, down there in Texas. I really appreciate you coming on today, and thank you for sharing your heart and your feelings and your progress. This is what this community is all about. We really do need to hear each other's ideas and thoughts. We need to hear what our progress is, and how we've made it. And that certainly lifted me today, and I am grateful for it. So thank you much, everybody. We will see you next week, as we'll have another wonderful session. Please bring your friends, bring those who do want to change their paradigm, and join us. Thank you again, everybody that participated. Thanks, Vicki. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you. It's always an honor. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.